All right, let's just jump right into it. Have you ever wondered why some people can be completely casually naked in a public place like a sauna and they're totally fine? While for the rest of us, if our towel slips for even a second at the gym, it's just pure panic. It's a really fascinating paradox when you think about it.
So, what is the deal? Is it just some kind of genetic lottery? Some people are just born with a superhuman confidence gene. Well, spoiler alert, it is not that simple. And today, we're going to unpack what's really going on. I think we can all relate to this picture. On one side, you've got someone who's just totally at ease. On the other, you've got the awkward gym towel dance. We've all been there, right? That frantic shuffle. Well, the huge difference between these two scenarios, it's not about biology. It's about something way deeper. And that brings us to our first big point. Shame isn't something we're born with. Not at all. A better way to think of it is like this. It's not part of our body's hardware. It's more like a piece of software that gets downloaded and installed as we grow up. And this quote just perfectly illustrates that. I mean, think about a little kid at the beach. They feel absolutely zero shame about their body. Why? Well, they haven't downloaded that shame software yet. The whole idea that being naked is something to be embarrassed about, it just isn't in their operating system. So the crucial point here is that shame about nudity is a learned behavior. It's a set of rules we absorb from the world around us that basically tells us, hey, these parts need to be covered or you're going to get judged. It's like we're handed a social instruction manual we didn't even know we were reading. And here's how that software gets installed. First, as kids, we watch how adults react. Then, we start picking up on all the unspoken social rules about bodies and clothes. And finally, we internalize that fear of judgment. It's a whole process. It's not some innate feeling we're born with. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. Because that software we just talked about, well, it varies wildly depending on your cultural environment. The version of the program you get really depends on where you grew up. I love this line because it's so direct and, honestly, so true. In places with, say, a big sauna culture like Germany or Finland, nudity is completely disconnected from sexuality or shame. It's just a neutral state of being. You're just there, without clothes. It carries the same emotional weight as being barefoot. This chart does a great job of contrasting the two mindsets. In a body-neutral culture, nudity is simply a state of being, and clothes are functional. But in a body-as-symbol culture, your body is a social statement. Nudity can feel like a loss of control, and your clothes pretty much become your social resume. Exactly. And in those cultures where clothes are social currency, being naked can feel incredibly vulnerable. It's like showing up to a job interview without your resume. You've lost your social armor, and you're suddenly wide open to judgment about your status, your respectability, your worth, everything. Okay, so what is the real secret ingredient that lets some people be so comfortable when they're naked? It's not that they're shameless. The real answer is much more practical than that. It all comes down to feeling secure. And we're not just talking about physical safety here. The key is psychological safety. It's that unspoken guarantee that you won't be judged, you won't be sexualized, and you definitely won't end up on someone's social media. It's a deep, fundamental feeling of security.
So how is that safety created? Through strong, even if they're unspoken, social rules. In places where nudity is normalized, there's a strict code of conduct. No staring, no photos, no sexualizing it. And if you break these rules, you are the problem, not the naked person. This is a great way to think about it. Shame is basically your brain's internal alarm system. Its job is to protect you, so it starts screaming, "Warning, you are vulnerable," whenever it detects a potential social threat. It's a protective mechanism. And this is the crucial link. If the environment is truly safe, if those social rules we just talked about are firmly in place, then your brain's alarm system doesn't need to fire. The feeling of shame simply isn't triggered, because the perceived threat just isn't there. So let's bring all this together. Understanding this stuff isn't about judging one culture over another. It's about understanding the code that's running beneath your own feelings about your own body. This quote really captures the heart of it all. Does being naked feel like you're revealing some kind of forbidden secret? Or does it just feel like you're changing your state, like taking your hair down or putting on shorts? The answer to that question depends entirely on the cultural software you're running. And it's so important to remember this. Even in body-neutral cultures, not everybody wants to be naked all the time. The real goal isn't to force everyone to be shameless. The real freedom is creating an environment where people can feel however they happen to feel, comfortable or not, without being punished or shamed for their choice. And that's what it all comes down to. The way we feel about our bodies isn't some universal human truth. It's a product of our programming. We're all the same species, we're just running different software. Kind of makes you think, doesn't it?